Hi, I'm Noah Horton, the CEO of Unsupervised.com, the biggest vendor of unsupervised learning software in the world. So I want to talk today about analytics organizations stopping focusing on the thing that they've always really anchored on, which is being right, and focusing instead on being fast. So historically, we've operated in worlds where we had pretty long cadences we could operate within. The business was relatively stable. People were asking for things like predictive models that could last for years. They were asking for reporting processes that were really consistent and reliable. We, as analytics organizations, built processes that were really based on moving at that cadence, but being correct, because the cost of being wrong was very high when you were setting stuff out that was going to be in place that long. Now, what's happened in the world with COVID is that everything that we built in those processes is pretty well broken. Our ability to do ad hoc investigation is broken because we don't have experiences as people that inform us about what's going on right now, so we can't come up with the right hypotheses to test. Our predictive modeling capabilities are broken because our historical data doesn't generate useful models right now in this very changed world, and we're not going to be able to have enough data in this new world anytime soon to be able to build new predictive models. So the stuff that we were doing just doesn't work right now. We're not going to get to right in that sense. Instead, what we need to focus on is being fast and getting to insights about things that are happening right now that we can get out to the business very quickly. So let me dive into that more deeply. What I mean here is, let's not focus on doing multi-week, multi-month analyses on things, trying to guess at what's going to happen in the future. Let's orient our conversations with the business around insight on what's happening today. If they've got a question about what's happening with, let's say, sales with customers, don't get into forecasting. Instead, just say, okay, we are diving into the last couple days of sales, and we're going to look at attributes of the customer, attributes of the products, attributes of the stores, and ideally the combinations of all of those to come up with the insights about who's spending more and who's spending less, and where that's happening and on what that's happening and the combinations thereof. Now, quick aside, this is what unsupervised learning is really good at, is finding that exact stuff and getting it out, but that is the place to be focusing. Now, what's going to happen from that is you're not going to have spent all of the time on the deep investigation on all of those, figuring out if some of the patterns that you're seeing are actually effects of something happening elsewhere, if maybe you've not gotten to the root cause yet. Maybe some of the things you're finding are not particularly actionable yet. Maybe you end up hitting a few data quality things. Don't focus on that too much yet. Focus on getting through the data, finding all the things you can, and then being able to go back to the business in just a couple of days. 1 or 2 days is the guideline I would generally give on this. And set the expectation with the business of exactly what you just did there. You've not done 18 forms of confirmation on this. You've just done quick analysis and found what you could. Then what you can do is you can sit with your business partners and get their insight on this. They're going to have a sense on some of those of what might be secondary effects from something else, which ones are not actionable clearly, but then some of the ones that might be actionable. They're going to give you some sense of where you should be digging in deeper with things. So what's going to happen is you're going to be able to be using your time much more effectively on this, and you're giving incremental value. Suddenly the business knows a bit more about what's going on a very short time frame, and that's what they need right now. They need as much insight as they can get as continuously as possible. Now, what's really important is if you can start doing that, if you can move to this cadence where you're meeting with the business every couple of days and giving them a variety of insights, that's going to help now in the COVID area where everything is changing on a city-by-city basis every day as COVID spreads. It's going to help you in the transition period of once COVID starts going away and we start moving back to a new normal, you're going to be able to identify very fast what's happening, which groups are moving faster, where sales are going up, where supply chains are changing. You're going to be able to help the business. And then once we get to the new normal, after all of that, you and your business partners are going to be able to understand what the new normal looks like faster than your competition. And you're going to be set up to capture more market share than they do. So again, don't focus on being right with everything. Focus on being fast. Thanks so much and stay safe.